This is a Shimano Hollowtech 2 crankset removal. After all these years I finally got to use my soft mallet. This is a 2-pinch type Hollowtech. That bolt goes in there, and that's really what keeps the whole thing together. The 2 bolts that go in there. There's also a bit that goes in here. It's a sort of fine tuning thing as far as I can see. Very little torque to go on this. Officially you need a tool for this, which I've got here. And this was about £3, it can be £5. You may get them in Aldi or Lidl toolkits, but a lot of people are saying that they just use a coin or even just their hands to use that. It's got 8 bits in it, and it's a sort of fine tuning thing, but the main thing that keeps it all together is these 2 bolts here, these 2 compression bolts. Yeah, that one fits on there obviously. Obviously make it 180 degrees to against the other pedal, you know. I think you can only slot it in one way probably. So yeah, that's it. There's a fixing plate that goes in there as well. You tighten them 2 bolts up, really a lot of torque. The one in here, you do that first. That's just very mild torque, hardly anything. This is my first go at this, a Hollowtech 2 crankset, and I can't believe how easy it is. In fact, at first I was dreading it because it was different to everything else, but now I think it's the easiest of the lot. Yeah, I mean, you can do that, or a soft hammer, obviously. So it's 2 pieces really, because the axle's joined onto the chain ring. So you can remove that if you want, I presume. So if you want to move that axle a bit, but it's 2 pieces and it's mostly held together by the big 2 bolts that go in there. This box is the parts that came out, all of them from the left crank. So I've got the 2 big bolts that go in there. These are the things that keep it all together. There's a fixing plate here that sort of goes in there somewhere. I've not checked it. I'll check in a minute. It's just to keep it in position. And then you've got this sort of screw crap thing that goes on there. And that doesn't take much torque at all. And for that, I needed a tool which cost about £3, £3 to £5. Hollowtech tool. But a lot of people say they've just used coins or even their fingers to get that out, because that's got hardly any torque. These are the tools I used. This was to get the big bolts out. I think that might be 5mm, but I'm not sure. But that needed a lot of torque to get it off. So I had to use a bit of thing with that. I'd prefer to have one of those socket ones, but I couldn't find. But this got them off. And then I used this to get the little plate off. I just sort of scraped the inside to get it off in the middle, and then I used this tool to get that sort of bit at the end off, and my soft mallet for the first time I ever used it. I think I needed it really, but I probably could have got it off with my hands, but I was good with that. If you ever need to take the bottom bracket out, you'll need another special tool. This one's from an Aldi or Lidl toolkit, so you might be lucky if you've got one of them. But it's because it's got these grooves here that sort of fit. This is the first time I've tried this, so yeah. I think this tool maybe costs about £10 or something, so yeah. That's if you need to take the bottom bracket off. Alright, I'll put it back together. This is my first go, so bear with me. But I think it's so easy. I think I need this. Got it. There we go. And this one, make sure it's 180 degrees, of course. I think it'll slot in there anyway. I think I need to come through a bit more. Yeah, the shape of it. I'm going to clean this up afterwards. I'm just doing this to show you. I'll need to put the plate in here next. Actually, I'll put the big bolts in first, because it looks as if that sort of... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I'll need to put it in first, I think. Something like that. Well, I guess there's a 50-50 chance I've got that faceplate right or wrong. It's in there, sort of fixing plate. There's that info for those. Here's what the crank says. After you are going, I'm going to clean this all up, so don't worry. This is just for, I think I'll need to take the bolts out a little bit, or it could be the plate. I got the plate in, I put the side, it's the whole hole in there, and then the other bit sort of slots down. So I hope I've done it the right way around. It's a 50-50 chance. I usually get them wrong, and it goes on surprisingly easily. Now I have to torque that up. No, I have to put that in first. This fine tuning one. Yeah, I put this sort of one in. That's a special tool. It cost about £3 on eBay, I think. No, actually I got it out of an Aldi toolkit. So I think I bought one from eBay as well because I didn't know. Yeah, that one just slots in gently, and you don't put much torque on it. As I say, people will have used their hands and fingers and coins and stuff for this. So this just makes it easier. I'm making a mess of it, of course. There we go. It's a sort of eight shaped thing. Doesn't really feel like I've got the thread, but feels like it's getting squinty. I hope not. Anyway, you get the idea. Don't go in too hard. I think it's just for alignment purposes, or as I should say, it's for blah blah purposes. It's to fix the blah blah. Good, it's still going smoothly. I'll leave it about there. Feels okay. There's no gap here or anything. Looks good to me, you know that. So I'm using this for the heavy duty torque. This is what's keeping the whole thing together. So these two thingies. The way people have been doing it, they tighten up one side and then tighten up the other. So they're sort of evenly. I'm just guessing it. Yeah, I'm getting near the point now. Yeah, this is the bit where you do heavy torque. Tells you there, but I don't have a clue what that means. Oh, I'm blaming my tools, alright? Yeah, I'm not going to tighten this as much as I want because I'm taking it off again. So this is just to show you. Wrong way. Yeah, just to show you how easy it is. Hollowtech do. In general, that's it, really. If that falls off, the whole thing will fall off, but apart from that, you know, it's really nice. So these are the official tools if you really want them. As for the bottom bracket, I didn't need it here. That's for that fine thing there. You might find them in Aldi little toolkits. Sometimes this thing comes together, you know, but that's about £3 to £5. That's about, it could be £10 if you're buying an expensive one, but alright, it's all over. It went nicely. That must be the easiest crankset to put on and off.